What's going on, YouTube? This is SG1 Sports, and you're watching our college football channel. We continue with our 2023 schedule preview and projected record series. Houston is up next, a team that went 8-5 last year. A little bit of a disappointing season. A lot of people had them as one of those teams that could possibly be that team to get to a New Year's Six bowl out of the group of five. Didn't quite pan out that way, but if you look at their losses, they didn't really have any terrible losses. They were a very competitive team and maybe even a little bit better than their record would suggest. But 8-5, that was the record last year. Let's take a look at the schedule and see what the record is projected to be in 2023. And this is the final team. This is the last team of all the Power 5 teams. We've done these schedule previews and record projections. So it's been a long journey going all the way back to January. But we have made it to the final team here, and we'll have some new videos coming up after this. But we'll start with September 2nd. They play UTSA. That should be a really good matchup there. A good way to start off the season. They play Rice on the road on the 9th, then TCU at home on the 16th, Sam Houston at home on the 23rd, Texas Tech on the road on the 30th. Then they get a Thursday night game against West Virginia. They'll get a bye week after Texas Tech, before going on before they face West Virginia on a Thursday night. Then they'll get a little extra time before playing Texas on the 21st. Back-to-back home games there. Then it's on the road at Kansas State on the 28th, on the road at Baylor on the 4th, back-to-back road games. Cincinnati on the 9th at home, Cincinnati on the 11th at home, and then Oklahoma State on the 18th at home, and close things out with UCF on the road on November 25th. So you look at their schedule. Who do they play out of the Big 12? Or who do they not play? Well, they're not going to play BYU, one of the other newcomers. They're not going to play Oklahoma, so they're not going to play Oklahoma in the Big 12. Oklahoma, of course, is going to be going to the SEC next season. They don't play Kansas, and they don't play Iowa State. So maybe those are games you'd like to play, but avoiding Oklahoma, I think that's a positive. You look at the non-conference, UTSA and Rice, Sam Houston, all winnable games. I think UTSA, though, will be a tough one. I think that's one that really could go either way. So let's just get into the projection here. This is the scale that we use. If it's a 50-50 game, it'll stay in the white. Less than 20, over 80, those are games where I think the spread will be 20 or more points. 20-29, 71-80, those are games where I think the spread will be double digits, 10-19 points. 30-39, 61-70, those are games where I think the spread will be about a touchdown, 6, 7, 8 points in that range. So we'll start with the easy wins. I think you've got Rice and Sam Houston, not guaranteed wins. I'm not going to put those in the green, but I think Houston will clearly be favorites by 17, 18 points, and they should win. And so as far as the projection goes, those will be counted as wins. Got a bunch of games here where I think they'll be about a touchdown underdog. TCU, Texas Tech on the road, Texas, Kansas State on the road, Baylor on the road. I think when we did some of our other projections, a couple of these games I had in the orange for the other teams, but I've switched those around. I know TCU was one of those. Looking at TCU now, after doing more evaluation on them, I think that that's a game where Houston is not going to be a double-digit underdog, especially at home, but still about a touchdown underdog. And there might have been another one in here as well, maybe Texas. But yeah, these are games where I think Houston will be a clear underdog, but not a huge underdog, around a touchdown. And then UTSA, West Virginia, Cincinnati, Oklahoma State at home, UCF on the road. Those are all 50-50 games in my opinion. Those are games that could go either way. So what is the projection? Well, if you count two wins, count Rice and Sam Houston as wins, and then you go 3-2 in the games in the white, the 50-50 games, that's going to get you up to 5 wins, and then you pull off a win or two from these games in the yellow where they're not huge underdogs, and that could get you to 7-5, and that's what the projection is for them, 7-5, or maybe if they win all 5 of the 50-50 games and the 2 games in blue, that could get you to 7-5. That'll be tough, though. That'll be tough. They're closer to 6-6 than 8-4. If you break down the numbers, they were pretty close to winding up at that 6-6 mark. But 7-5, that's the projection for Houston in 2023. You can give me your thoughts on this team. We'll break this all down by conference. I will show you the projected standings and all of that here coming up in about a week or so, and we'll see what these projections look like in the standings, and go through each conference doing that. So stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching this video, and keep it right here on the SG1 Sports College Football Channel.